This week the modding community have proved something I have been saying for a long time. If you can think something up, someone in the modding community will probably make it. Welcome to episode 17 of the Fallout 4 Mod Vault. This is the Enclave X-02 power armor. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the armor that terrorized the DC Capital Wasteland is back. I loved this armor in Fallout 3, I really did, and I love the fact that it is now in Fallout 4. Apart from looking completely awesome, it is, in every other way, standard power armor. 6 pieces, 2 arms, 2 legs, torso and helmet. It comes with a variety of mods, the vast majority of which are the standard mods you get for pretty much any power armor, but there are a couple of differences. There is a mod for the legs called the Storm Actuator, which will increase your speed during combat at the expense of your health. And there is a paint job called the Squad Sigma Coat, which will increase strength and looks pretty damned cool. In just about every important way, it behaves exactly like standard power armor. It just looks seriously badass. The mod author has promised more updates. He says it's a very early version and just expects it to improve as time goes on. But to me, it's already a bloody good set of armor anyway, so if you're into power armor and you like the sort of intimidating Enclave look, this is probably a mod you're going to love. Last week I covered a mod that allowed you to build a vault below your settlements, and I said it would be nice if we could build standard basements. And of course, now we can. With a mod called Basement Living, you can place a variety of different basements around your settlements. In the settlement menu under Special, you will find 10 doors, 10 basement doors that you can place anywhere in your settlements. You can place them pretty much whatever you like. In the bushes outside, you can place them in the middle of the road if you would like. You can place them in a house, you can place them here, you can place them there, you can place them anywhere as the story goes. And once you place them, you can just click and enter. And once inside, you will have your very own basement area. Now, there are a variety of these basements. For example, this is the bunker, which is a little more spacious and actually has a number of rooms, a small military style bunker, a bombed out storage warehouse, and several other themes, including a somewhat gruesome looking interrogation cave. Each basement contains a workshop somewhere, although it doesn't always look like the standard workshop, and they come with standard decorations. However, if you want, you can scrap pretty much everything. You can't scrap the workshop, obviously. You can scrap all of the things as normal, and of course build a variety of your own items. Unfortunately, the workshop in the basement is separate from the main settlement and you cannot share junk between them, which is a small problem. It's kind of annoying. I'm sort of hoping that sometime in the future, when the Get comes out, there is some way to make a supply line from the main settlement to this one, because obviously, especially if you've got multiple settlements and you're used to sharing the resources between them all, it's going to be a little annoying to not have access to those down here. Each basement has an interior control mechanism, allowing you to activate it and toggle a number of things, including, for example, the default lights. You'll notice the basement has a couple of lights already built in. I can actually toggle those off and place my own lights if I wish. If you're wondering about power, there is a fuse box that will grant you 100 power pretty much for free, which is very, very nice. It's massive overkill. You're probably never going to need more than 100 because you really don't need any defenses down here. So it's just basic lights and other electrical appliances. You can of course store all your items down here and they are perfectly safe. In fact, probably safer than in your settlement because your settlers can't come down here. You need to understand that there are 10 basements, and I do mean only 10 basements, not 10 types of basements, but 10 basements. So for example, here I built the backyard bomb shelter. If I try to build another bomb shelter of the same type, say let's do right next to it, you'll notice the original one disappears. That is because there's only one of those. In fact, if you try to build the same shelter at a different settlement, you will actually get a warning telling you that the basement has been moved. Now don't worry, anything that was in that basement will actually come with you. So if you've stored items in there, you don't lose the ones from the original basement. You can also probably imagine that can be abused if you so wish. You've kind of got a mobile base, a magical mobile base. Anything I place in this bomb shelter here will be available wherever I place it, whenever I place it. So, for example, if I go along to this steamer trunk and store my silver shroud armor, oh no, my jumpsuit then. I'm now running around naked, and I then place the basement back in Sanctuary, and once more enter it. In the steamer trunk, you will find the vault suit that I placed there. Obviously, it's up to you whether or not you decide to abuse this. This is a great idea for a mod. It's really well done, and if you're looking for just a little private space that the settlers in your settlement can't invade, this is one you might want to check out. The next mod is Tumbajamba's power armor for Strong, and it adds a great looking suit of armor for your super mutant follower. Now, technically it is not power armor. It has no power armor frame. It has, you know, it doesn't look like it's got power assisted servos, that type of thing. What it is a suit of armor for a super mutant that seems to have been crafted from pieces of human power armor. Like perhaps a super mutant has ripped apart a human in power armor and then taken the pieces and strapped them onto his own body. And it looks very cool. The stats on the pieces are pretty good, and they can be upgraded if you have the right perks. You can change the material, including some fairly good ones like the X-01 EMP shielding and the thermal coating, so you could actually get Strong to be fairly well protected. And if you're wondering where to get the armor, you craft it at the Advanced Engineering workbench, which comes with the mod. And it comes with a suit of under armor, which for some reason amuses me no end. I get the feeling I'm looking at an old cantankerous uncle for some strange reason. This is a great armor mod that makes Strong look a lot more like an armored warrior of some type rather than, well, let's face it, a shirtless hooligan. The next mod is a simple one called Target Seeking Fat Man, and it allows you to add the targeting computer that you can add to the missile launcher to the Fat Man, not surprisingly enough. For those of you that don't know, there is an option under Sights for missile launcher called Targeting Computer, which will lock onto your target, fire and forget. And how it works is you look at a target, say that turret over there, you aim and you hear a click. You are now targeted. Now it doesn't matter where I fire now, the rocket will go straight to the target. And what this mod does is add that option to the Fat Man. I've got a named version of the Fat Man here called the Big Boy, and under Standard Launcher there are now 2 extra options. You don't just have MIRV Launcher option, you have Targeting Launcher, or if you want, the Targeting MIRV Launcher. And it works in the exact same way. I just aim at my target, make sure I've got a lock, then I can fire wherever, and the nuke will go exactly where I want it to go. Fire and forget. Well, probably not really forget. Obviously, this does take a little bit of the danger away from using this weapon, and therefore, for some of us, some of the fun. But if you want to rain precise death from above down on your enemy, this is definitely one way to go.
It's in pretty good shape, considering.
Have you ever felt that what you really needed to do in Fallout 4 was the laundry? No, me neither. I mean, really, there is only so much realism a man can take, right? Actually wrong. You see, the modern laundry day actually kind of fixes something that has always irritated me just a tiny bit. Not enough for me to complain about, but just right at the back of my mind. And that was this idea that I could find all of these dirty clothes around the wasteland, probably covered in the blood of whoever was wearing them when I ripped them off, and I can't clean them. I've got 5,000 boxes of Abraxo cleaner, but I can't clean them. Well, with this mod, you can. It may sound insane, but once you've seen it in action, it suddenly seems ridiculously obvious. You just walk up to a working washing machine, you open it up the way you would open up any container, and you choose an item that is dirty. I'm going to pick the dirty postman uniform. You need to add Abraxo cleaner, which is, and purified water. Purified water, at least one purified water, and then Abraxo cleaner. Once done, just close the damn thing and walk away. You may have to wait a little while. I mean, you're doing the laundry, for God's sake. But once it's done, you will see I have wet postman's uniform. Now, you can either open it the same way, or if you want, just take it the way you would take from any container. Then go along to your working clothes dryer. Yes, there's a tumble dryer. Open it up. Go along to, and it will actually come under miscellaneous, I believe. There you go, wet postman's uniform. Add it, and once again, leave it alone for a little while. Come back, and you now have a clean postman's uniform. It's genius. It really is. So if you've got loads of clothes that you've got set aside, maybe you want to put them on your settlers, but you really hate putting dirty clothes on your settlers, you can now clean them. You can also dirty them again if for some reason that's your thing. You just put the clean item into the dirtying machine, the soiling machine. You add dirty water, you add oil, and then do the same thing, and what's it called? It's called the working filth machine. Oh, you see, it's actually pretty quick. It can take a second or so. And you now have a dirty postman uniform. Once again, it's wet though. Whenever you get them out of here, they're wet. That's from my working filth machine. That could be taken the wrong way, couldn't it? I then go in and add, once again, the wet postman uniform to the dryer. Going back a little later, and now I have my dirty postman's uniform once again. Not totally sure why you would want to do that, but hey, it's nice to be able to reverse the process. Now, if you don't want to go through the process of, adding the water and the soap in this lovely, realistic and immersive process, there is actually a quick option. There is a laundry station desk. You will need to wet the clothes beforehand. You will need to pre-soak the clothes. So I'm going to go along to my dirty postman outfit, which is there. Dirty postman's uniform. And it immediately becomes a wet one, so to speak. Take it out, then go along to one of the stations, and I can now wash dirty clothes, go along to the postman uniform, which will look for the right components, and I can do it straight from here. It's a tiny bit faster, and of course you can do bulk items. You can just wet maybe 20 outfits at once, take them all up, and then quickly wash them here. So if you just want to use the mod for its crafting potential, for its potential to create clean or dirty versions of clothes, you can do so. Or if you kind of enjoy the whole immersive laundry experience, you can do it the manual way. It works just fine. As insane as this idea might sound, it's actually a pretty good one. It is just basically a crafting mod that lets you make clean garments. It's a great idea, and it's actually really well done. And before we end this video, I would just like to bring your attention to a new mod called Nuclear Perk's Hardcore Perk Tree Overhaul. And it's by our old friend DD Productions 83, the man who has brought us 3,500 settlement building mods, and now he has released this complete overhaul of the perk chart. He does suggest that you use this with a new game, and that is why I am bringing the mod to your attention rather than showing it to you. I've not actually tried it yet. I've had a very brief look at some of the changes, and it does look exciting. There are quite a lot of changes. He's added hundreds of modifications. He has added pros and cons to the late perk acquisitions, to late level perk acquisitions, so there will now be downsides to some perks. He's changed the stat system, so you start off with 1 in every stat, and obviously that means you're an average nobody. You can't be a genius or a super athlete right out of the vault. However, he's also increased the number of perk points you get to make up for that. There seem to be a lot of changes. He's listed all of the new perks. There are a lot of them. If you're starting a new game and you want a completely new experience, go and check this mod out. Go and read what it does, and you might give it a try. As I said, I haven't tried it yet because you do need to start a new game, and I'm already running 2 playthroughs testing different things. However, if I wasn't, I would almost certainly be trying this one out. So there you go. Just thought I would bring that mod to your attention. And that is all we have time for this week. You probably figured that out because, of course, I am showing the screenshots that you guys have been posting on my Nexus page. That's how we end these videos now. They continue to amaze me. I love the fact that you guys are so passionate about this, and if there's anyone else out there who wants to post screenshots for me to use in my videos, I will leave a link down below. You can watch that video and it will show you exactly how you can do that. At the time of recording this, we're still waiting for the DLC to be released, so exciting times for Fallout 4 fans. But of course, I will try and find some time next week to bring yet more great mods to your attention, and I hope you can join me for that video. I look forward to seeing you there or on many of my other videos, and until then, remember as always, have fun. If you're curious as to whether I've covered a mod in one of my videos, feel free to go along to my website gophersvids.com and check the search functionality out. Just type the name of the mod you're interested in, open up the settings and filter by mods only. Click for search and you will see whether or not I've covered that mod. Click on the mod and it will also show you any of the videos this mod appears in.